and Upwork primarily, and then some text broker as well. Raise your hand if you've heard about Upwork. Most people? Okay. Yeah, so let me show you what Upwork is. Um, it's a marketplace for clients to connect with workers. So here I searched for Facebook Ads Manager and it's showing me like, oh, gotta log in. Almost any skill you can think of, you can find it on here. Yeah, so I had searched Facebook Ads Manager. So we've got Winda L, Facebook Ads Manager from Indonesia, $15 an hour, 85% job success. 85% is actually not good. But for Facebook ads, $15 per hour isn't bad at all. Like here's someone who's doing $67 an hour, 97% job success. So you can kind of just scroll down this list. Kind of like, remember how in Alibaba you can like search for specific people or you can post a job? That's how Upwork is too. So, and that tends to be the best way to do it, I've found. So if I actually wanted this, I'd probably be like, I'm running a Facebook ads account and like I don't want to manage this anymore. So apply if you're interested. Probably like 50 or 100 people will apply. There are people who apply who have like who charge like $150 an hour. There are people who apply who charge like $7 an hour. And then you kind of just look at their ratings, like how much experience they have on the platform, how much they make per hour, stuff like that. But the way that I got involved in this, so one time my buddy built a website for an optometrist, and then he he had to leave, so I was like just doing the marketing and like I don't know how to build a website. But that optometrist referred me to somebody else, and they came to me and they were like, "So you know how to build a website?" And at first I was kind of like, "No," and I like talked to my dad, and I was like, "Do you know who I could refer this to? Like, who's someone that knows how to do this?" And he was like, "That's such a valuable lead. Don't refer it. Just do the job. You can just hire someone on Upwork to build the website." And I was like, "Really?" Um, and yeah, you can. I did. I was like, I basically just connected with this guy named Anurag, and I was like, all right, look at this website that my friend built on WordPress and build that, but with some different pictures and information for this other optometrist. He did it. I charged like $2,000. I think I paid Anurag like 1,000, and I got the other 1,000. Oh, I'm logged in as a freelancer right now. So it was a little bit tedious though, honestly, just because I had to like every little pixel, every little word, I had to like tell this contractor like how to do it and where to put it, but I didn't have to do anything technical, which is really nice. So not easy work, but it was profitable work. That's interesting that it even let me in on that other account because the first time I applied, I think that there was like a million people applying as writers to Upwork and it didn't even let me in. I was like, come on. So let's check out Anurag here. Yeah, so if you go over here, there's just like miles of this message thing that we had where I was like sending him pictures and asking him things. Let's see how Anurag's work has been going. Let's see. 100% job success. He's from Delhi, India. Looks like he charges $60 an hour. This is awesome, though, guys. Look at this. He's made more than $300,000 on Upwork. There's people on here you can find, and it's actually not hard to find people that have made like more than $1 million. And sometimes they're like, it's like a developer from like Malaysia or like Bangladesh, like where everybody makes like $1 a day. And it's just so awesome to see the way that outsourcing helps these people out. So yeah, you can see why I chose Anurag though. He has lots of good earnings, lots of completed jobs. And that's the thing, you want to be careful. You can be really picky on these. So for your own security and for your job success, it's smart to be. Another thing that I'm currently doing with Upwork that's really nice is every week I pay someone $15 to unfollow accounts for all of my Instagram accounts that I manage. So her name is Jubaida. She's from Bangladesh. And yeah, I gave her the logins and I like kind of like showed her the app, like how to do it. And it's really nice because it's a lot easier to follow people than to unfollow, or at least less demanding. And yeah, $15 a week is pretty affordable. So thoughts or questions? Yeah. Yeah, I think she found like a better app. I'm pretty sure it takes her like a couple minutes a day. So I hope that it's paying well for her. But I don't know though. Lately she like I don't know if she's been doing it very much, which is this is one of the tricky things, right? Like she doesn't speak super great English and like I can't always see exactly what she did and didn't do. But it would be kind of a pain to train someone else. So I'm like I'm not totally sure what to do, but it's okay as of right now. Yeah. So that's Upwork. Um, yeah, very secure, very efficient. The other one is Fiverr. Raise your hand if you've heard of Fiverr. Okay, so more people have heard of Fiverr then. Yeah, so Fiverr, similar idea. The difference is that rather than, I was just like looking for random stuff, but rather than posting a job or like finding a specific freelancer, Fiverr is structured more like the people who can do things put their offerings and you can like sort through them. So if you just go through this homepage, it's like, I will do yellow pages and Yelp data scraping in $24 an hour for $5. Um, I will scrape Google Maps business leads with emails and phone for $25. I will create minimalist logo with brand identity and brand style for $15. That's an insane price. It's so crazy. I will write website content that sells for $100. Yeah, it's a little pricier. So that's how that works. But this has so many cool things. Like the other day, I saw one that said, um, what was it? Like music coaching. Someone was like, I've written music for Disney, and for $20, I'll coach you on how to produce music. Like such good price for something so cool. So I'll be your coach in writing epic music. I will coach you in the music industry. I will offer millionaire coaching call to further your music career. Here's a YouTube video that I watched the other day. This kind of blew my mind. Ever done your keyword research by manually opening up an incognito window? Here's every ad I get on YouTube.
Your points up to jump. But for $25, I found a gig Price would be pretty cheap. Perfect. So essentially, an endless runner with shooting mechanics.
So I'll just sum up the first 3 minutes. He's paying people on Fiverr to make a video game for him.
Now that we've got our brief, let's head on over to Fiverr and see what we can find. When I first started looking through the Fiverr gigs, I noticed a lot of them had something in common. The starting app price would be pretty cheap, especially for a game development gig. However, their first package was simply bug fixes. If you wanted a game developed, it would cost upwards of $1,000. However, I tried contacting some of these sellers anyway, but when I told them my budget for the project, I didn't get a response. However, I eventually found someone that was interested. I found a gig, contacted the seller, we agreed on $10 for my project requirements, and with that, our first order was made. For the second order, I found another gig that was $10, sent my offer, the seller accepted, and we had our second order. For the third order, the seller offered to do it for $25, and our third and final order was made. Imagine going from 1,345 purchases to 3,388 after the first month with Disruptive. Within a week, I had all three games back and I was ready to play. Alright, so here we are with the first game, Endless Runner. So let's start by checking out how to play. So don't run into blocks, shoot enemies for extra points, up to jump, right to shoot, and F11 for full screen. Perfect, so let's start and give it a shot. Okay, I like it so far, so let's shoot. Nice, and obviously a block, so let's jump. Okay, pretty simple, pretty simple. So essentially what it looks like is, oh god, this is going to be tricky, and we died. All right, so we got our distance and we got our score. So let's restart and let's have another shot. All right. Oh, this is getting tricky. Nice. So it looks like there's only one obstacle, and that is this reoccurring block. And obviously, the monsters, they're not really an obstacle. They're just there for extra points. You know, the game's pretty simple, but it does the trick. It's pretty much what I asked for. It's an endless runner with shooting mechanics. The enemies don't really attack, they're just there for points, but that's cool as well. But yeah, overall, pretty fun. I'm about to hit a high score. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Game one was called Endless Runner. This game had a nice pixel art design, and the game also got progressively faster and more difficult as time went on, which helped with the gameplay. The Endless Runner system was good, the shooting worked well, and overall, the game was simple yet effective. For only $10, this game was great as a possible prototype or starting point of a future project. Alright, here we are with the second game, Gunner Runner. So let's press any key to start and let's give it a go. So we can jump, we can also shoot, we can collect gems. This is pretty good so far. Alright, I see that our first enemy. Let's take him out. I think it's... Oh, okay. I just died, but I respawned because I have a heart. That's awesome. Again, all right, let's actually try to play. I really like the endless run obstacles, how they're sort of randomly generated. That's pretty cool. So let's do that. Continue playing on. Exactly your score, gems, gameplay loop. Tick. Died then. As long as we collect another heart, we can keep playing. Which is great. It's great for doing high scores, and the variety in obstacles is really awesome. So I like this one. Let's try to go for 10,000. See if we can get 10,000. All right, we're down to one heart. We've got 1,000 points left that we want to get. Let's try to avoid as many enemy bullets as possible. The game's actually getting faster, I've noticed. That's awesome. So it does get progressively difficult. It's almost like they took the brief and did everything I asked for. We got a new high score. It wasn't quite 10,000, but that is awesome. The thing I really like about this game is that it gets fun. It felt polished, with an overall consistent. The shooting element was also great. Not only could you shoot enemies, but they could shoot you back. This meant you had something else to think about whilst playing, not just the platform.
Is that an Australian accent?
This game would work great as a full release, and for only $10, it was definitely worth it. I might even turn this into a full game. What do you guys think? All right, and here's the third game. Oh, nice. We're already straight into it, so let's go for it. How do we shoot? Okay. Okay, we hold down the arrow keys. I'm pretty sure what I need to do is run to each platform before it disappears and try to shoot as many enemies off as we can. I think the enemies will just try to push us off or try to prevent us from going, but they don't really hurt us or anything. So we can just leave them there and we can all hang out. I've just fallen off. I've just fallen off. All right, let's go again. Actually, we're going to shoot them off anyway because why not? That's the point of the game. I like this shooting ability. It's pretty cool. All right, you know what? I'm happy with a high score of 14. That works. Game three was called Runner Shooter. And this game had a unique approach to my request. Essentially, different platforms spawn endlessly with enemies that try to kill you, and you have to keep running to new platforms before your current
All right. Does that blow anyone's mind that for that little money he got those games? It's funny. All the YouTube comments though are not very happy. It says, I can't believe that this guy was sponsored and somehow got away with paying a person $25 at the most for a game and had the goal not to credit them. This feels so wrong. They got no reward, not even credit, and a shout out for their work. The cherry on top of this mess is the clickbait title. And basically all the comments say that. Which I don't know. Like if you have your own budget and someone is willing to work for $5, then like they got what they asked for and you got what you asked for. But at the same time, like at least give them a shout out. And I don't know, like this guy probably could have given a big bonus too. That's usually what I like to do because a lot of the time I'm like, kind of pressed for budget, kind of like you guys. I'd love to be super generous, but I'm not outsourcing because I have money for that. And so it's kind of nice if you can like find somebody who can work really cheaply and then these platforms let you give them like really hearty bonuses. So and it's crazy too, just because like I said before, like $10 to them is like a week's salary for a lot of them. Like it's insane how hard these people work and like how happy they are with just a little money. So really cool place though to like directly give money to people who need it. So here's what we're gonna do. Um, well, let me explain this too. So yeah, Fiverr sorted by freelance offers. Lots more diversity of jobs and skills. I'm not totally sure about that, but it's just like kind of browsing. That's what it seems to be to me. Um, so everybody on your computer, go to Fiverr, try to find like cool like random things that you can pay people to do, and then like we'll spend a couple minutes doing this and then share it with your table, like show them what you found, just cool jobs that might be useful to people on your table, or it could just be like funny or like weird things that people are willing to do for you. Oh, nice. So it was a psychic Yeah. nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm concerned with that is that what they ask for it, right? And if they find if they have a way of like making sure it's organization only gets one hand, it's like all the one. They'll probably put this for it. I don't know though. Your point, unless it's simple, that's not. So maybe you might as well try it. And then if it kicks you back, I guess it did at some point. You know, kind of, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because you can log in with people from our comments. Yeah. I've never, yeah, I've never done that, but Google it. I was open it. Yeah. All right, guys. So if you're interested in sharing with your table, let them know. Let them know like what wacky or useful jobs you found on Fiverr or Upwork too, I guess. Whatever you were looking at.
I will do anything legit for you in Turkey. That's not even paid. I will do anything legit for you in Turkey. I will buy a I think some people like send me photos from I will do anything related to
Well, yeah. Are you guys find anything cool? Yeah. Yeah. But there will be something that you can like
I cast it a full second was
This guy funny
like you can just see happy birthday.
Yeah, in the description it says, "Hello, I'm Mr. Ken. I'm here to record you a very funny happy birthday. Anything in a very funny way that'll make you laugh." It's all very funny.
That'd be a great present to give to someone with your family members. They'd be like,
Although someone commented like, despite the delay in delivery, So I kind of missed their birthday.
Just find anything cool today.
This guy will be a hot box that your grandma has
So that your grandma understands
$2,000.
Right. Yes. Investing.
Just like
Gross. Only English.
All right, guys, let's wrap up. All right, share with the class. Anybody find anything like really cool or useful or just weird? Joseph?
This guy will translate English into Tagalog while eating spiders.
Well, what?
While eating spiders.
What?
He says, I can eat anything you ask me to. I can eat spiders, insects. English to Tagalog.
But while he's doing
What?
Yeah, he's like, I can eat anything, spiders. And it's attached to a picture. Just so there's nothing left to the imagination.
No way. This is like Audible 2.0. Like, not only is the narrator like reading the book for you, but you can just like hear them crunching on bugs as they do it.
You attach video as just.
Only 5 stars.
All right, what else?
In the case where you send someone your song you make, you know that's what the girl staff you dance to.
That's awesome. I love it. For how much? Okay. Yeah, Eric?
There's some like super random ones. You're like, why would you even want that? Like, I will send you a postcard from New York City. $5.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm so curious about who goes on to Fiverr and like searches for these things. Yeah, other than us. Well, cool. Yeah, now you guys know what those look like a little bit. So let me introduce you to one more platform called Text Broker. One of the things that's in highest demand on these platforms is copy, and which is what Kat's going to be talking to us about in a second here. But Text Broker is like a place where you can get really affordable copy, and it's a pretty effective system. So it charges you based off of the number of words you ask for, and you can. It's also interesting because you can like specify what quality of writing you want, and that's primarily what determines the price. So the other day, I'll show you this. So for one of my backlinks, one of my clients, I have this publisher that's like history 1700s, and they post anything on their site that's like an article that's like educational about the 1700s, okay? So this is like a dentist company. So I was like, okay, let's write about like bad breath in the 1700s. And at first I was going to do it, but then I was like, I'm like so slammed. Like, I don't really want to spend a couple hours to write this silly article that anyone could write. So I went on the Text Broker. Let's pull it up here. My trillions of tabs. Yeah, so I went on to Text Broker. I asked for someone who was 3 stars, just because the difference between like a 3-star article and a 4-star article was like $6 or $7, and I was like, I'll probably have to like touch it up anyway. So someone took this on. Cost me a total of $11. They did it in 2 days. And to be honest, the article is kind of bad. I have done this before and it's been really good, but I didn't give clear enough instructions. And that's kind of the moral of the story with all of these platforms is like, yes, you can get really cheap, high quality labor. The only catch is like you have to be insanely detail oriented with your instructions. So this person was like, Jet Dental, awesome dental company. All right, well, now here's an article about the 1700s, which is like completely not what I wanted them to do. And I don't know, the article overall was just kind of disjointed. So I obviously it still charged me. I still paid for it, but I think I only used like 2 paragraphs and I had to rewrite the rest. So this is a better example of like being careful with freelancers rather than endorsing freelancers. I have no doubt that this would have worked out better if I had paid for higher quality writing or given a better prompt though. But yeah, this is what Text Broker looks like. I think it costs like 2 to 5 cents per word, which is so cheap. Like Kat's about to teach and tell you that like when you guys offer your content writing, you can start with like 7 cents and even go up to like 13 cents if you know how to do it. But it's kind of the same deal. You put out the brief and then like within a day somebody writes your article. So I'll tell you what could be really cool about this though. I've thought about doing this because you guys know the power of SEO. You guys know like how expensive and long term and how valuable it is. And if you pair that with the idea that there's also platforms on the internet where you can just like buy and sell websites, especially websites that have good SEO, you can sell them for like tens of thousands of dollars. Think about this. So text broker, I find someone that charges 4 cents a word. So I charged 3 cents per word for this last one, but if I charged four, it'd probably be higher quality. So let's say that I just want to like win at SEO in some space. Like like hamster care. I'm gonna like sell hamster products on my website, okay? And if I write 100 articles on my website about every question you can have about taking care of hamsters and like best hamster products, like I'm gonna get good SEO. Like with 100 articles, I could probably ramp that up to get like 10 or 20,000 visitors per month. Just kind of a guess. I don't know. But so that means that if I wanted 100 of these articles and each article had to rank for SEO, probably has to be a minimum of like 600 words. Again, that's really rough. So I need a total of 60,000 words written, and I'm going to pay somebody 4 cents a word to write. That means that if I pay a total of $2,400, I could essentially just get a website that is producing like 10 or 20,000 views per month. Like more than 1 million people come to this website in a year. Like that's going to turn a profit. And there's like 1 million ways you could do that. So that's kind of the power of Text Broker. If you guys build your own website, or if you're building a website for somebody else and you just need lots of content written so that it can do well on SEO, Text Broker is a really efficient way to get that writing. Questions, thoughts? All right. So last couple of thoughts here, and then I'll pass it off to Kat. So when you work with freelancers, always choose freelancers who have a great track record and review. Take advantage of the huge selection that there is. Be careful with passwords and usernames. You'll need to give them access to things, but make sure you're not giving them too much trust. So especially if they're doing something really important or you're not sure about this person, like try to have an interview. Just do your homework, because bad things can happen. Like you can totally get hacked if you're not careful. My dad one time paid someone to develop a website for him on Upwork, and they did like a horrible job. And at the end of the job, like he wanted to like let all the other clients on there know, like stay away from this person. They'll just use your money and like won't give you anything back. But then you realize that this person that built the website like had all the leverage, right? Like they could have installed a back door for them to get in. They could have like taken the code. Like even though this person built the website, they could destroy him if he gave them a bad review. So he didn't. I don't think he ended up giving them a bad review. I think he actually ended up messaging Upwork and was just like, just so you know, like this person is horrible and you should be. I don't like. You should help us figure out what to do with this problem because I'm sure lots of people have this. So keep that in mind. But honestly, the vast majority of freelancers I found are just like really honest people who are excited to make a little money. And then I've harped on this quite a bit, but you just can't be too explicit about your expectations. And that's where a lot of the work will come in for you, because you don't have to develop it, but you have to like be so clear about it that at some with some projects, like it's easier to just do it yourself than to explain to someone what you need and how to do it. All right. Well, let's go on to Kat. Kat, do you want to use your computer or mine? Okay, I'll help you get it set up here. Hopefully it goes okay. All right. Guys, I've been so excited for Kat to come and do